Well, now, pull up a chair. It's Old Walt here. I've been thinking about something lately. Something we used to have plenty of back in my day, but seems like nobody wants it anymore. Boredom. I know. Doesn't sound like much to miss, does it? But hear me out. There was something valuable about those slow Sunday afternoons when you had nothing to do. Something we've lost in all this constant noise and distraction. So let me tell you about it. About what boredom gave us and what we gave up when we made it disappear. You know, I was sitting here the other day, just sitting, watching the birds at the feeder, listening to the wind in the trees. And I thought to myself, when's the last time I saw someone just sit? Nothing in their hands, no distractions, just a person and their thoughts. We used to do that all the time. Back in my day, especially on Sundays. Sundays were, well, they were slow. Everything was closed. The stores, the shops, even the gas stations shut down early. You went to church in the morning, came home, had a big family dinner, and then nothing. The whole afternoon stretched out in front of you with absolutely nothing planned. And you know what? That was just fine. My father, he'd sit in his chair by the window after Sunday dinner. Sometimes he'd read the newspaper, but mostly he'd just be there, hands folded, looking out at the yard. My mother would be in the kitchen, moving slow to herself while she washed the dishes by hand. None of that rushing around like the rest of the week. Us kids, we'd complain sometimes. I'm bored, we'd say. And my father would look at us over his glasses and say, "Good. Go figure something out." So we did. We'd go outside and find something to occupy ourselves. Nobody planned it or organized it. We just had time and we had to fill it ourselves. Built forts out of old cardboard boxes. Played elaborate games of pretend that would go on for hours. Climbed trees just to see how high we could go. Sometimes we'd lie in the grass and watch the clouds drift by, making up stories about what shapes they looked like. Other times we'd just walk around the neighborhood with no destination in mind, seeing what there was to see. Boredom wasn't something to fix back then. It was just part of life. Long car rides, you'd stare out the window for hours. That was it. You and the scenery passing by. Maybe count cows if you got desperate. Play license plate games with your siblings. Or you just let your mind wander wherever it wanted to go. Waiting for dinner to cook, you'd sit at the kitchen table and talk with whoever was around. Help snap the green beans. Or simply wait. That's what you did. Your favorite TV show only came on once a week, so you'd anticipate it, all week long thinking about what might happen next. And when it finally aired, it meant something. The whole family would gather around and watch together. Even the mail took its sweet time. You'd write a letter to someone, send it off, and then wait days, sometimes weeks, for a response. And when that letter finally arrived, you'd read it slowly, savoring every word, because you knew the next one might be a while coming. See, boredom gave you something important. It gave you space, room to think, room to process things, room to just exist with yourself for a while. When you're truly bored, your mind starts to wander. You begin thinking about things you wouldn't normally consider. You start noticing details. The way the light comes through the window. The sound of the clock ticking. Your own thoughts, just drifting wherever they please. That's where ideas come from. That's where creativity lives. In those empty spaces between activities. Some of my best ideas came to me while I was supposed to be doing nothing at all. Sitting on the porch, staring at nothing in particular, and suddenly, there it was. A solution to a problem I'd been chewing on for weeks. Or just a thought about life that had never occurred to me before. Boredom taught you patience, too. You learn to wait for things. And when you really wait for something, it feels better when it finally arrives. A letter in the mail. Your favorite meal after smelling it cook all afternoon. Saturday morning cartoons after a whole week of school. The anticipation made it sweeter. If you were bored and your friend was around, you'd talk. Maybe about nothing important. Just conversation, because what else were you going to do? You'd learn things about people in those moments. Hear stories you wouldn't have heard otherwise. Share things you might not share if you were distracted by something else. Some of my best memories with Helen came from those boring evenings. Just sitting on the porch together after dinner. Sometimes talking, sometimes quiet. Watching the fireflies come out as the sun went down. That kind of comfortable silence. You can't build that when you're both staring at screens. Nowadays, nobody's bored anymore. Everything's right there in your pocket. Infinite entertainment. Endless scrolling. Videos, games, messages, news flooding in constantly. The second you feel that little twinge of boredom, you pull out your phone and make it disappear. But here's the thing. You're not really entertained either, are you? You're just distracted. Constantly occupied, but never satisfied. I watch people on their phones and they don't look happy. They don't look engaged. They look numb. Thumb moving up and down, searching for something, but never quite finding it. It's like being hungry, but only eating snacks. Nothing fills you up. Just endless grazing that leaves you wanting. And everyone's so tired now. Exhausted. Even though you're not really doing anything physical. Because your brain never gets to rest. It's always processing, always consuming, always switched on. You're never bored, but you're never really at peace either. I think we've forgotten something important. Boredom isn't the enemy. It's not something that needs immediate fixing. Boredom is just empty space. And empty space is where life actually happens. It's where you figure out who you are, what you think about things, what really matters to you. It's where you notice the world around you, the people you love, the small moments that make up a life. It's where you rest, truly rest, your body and your mind both. I'm not saying we should go back to the way things were. I'm not foolish enough to think that's possible, or even that it would be better in every way. But maybe we could use a little more boredom in our lives. A Sunday afternoon with nothing on the calendar. A car ride in silence. An evening without the TV, without checking your phone every 5 minutes, without the constant noise. Just existing, thinking, being present. Because some of the best moments in life, they're the ones where nothing happens at all, where you're just there, fully present, alive in a way you can't be when you're always running from the quiet. And you can't have those moments if you never let yourself be bored. So next time you feel that restlessness creeping in, try sitting with it for a while. Don't reach for your phone. Don't turn anything on. Just sit there with yourself, with your thoughts, with the quiet. You might be surprised what you find in that emptiness. I know I always was. Well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for sitting with me for a spell. I'll be back here soon with another story. Until then, take care of yourself. And maybe try being bored for just a little while. You never know what might come of it. This is Old Walt. See you next time.